show a clear wheelhouse, credits, and training. It's all got to be aligned. Okay. And now we're going to look at your elevator pitch. You're going to have like 3 minutes to talk to, or 2 minutes to talk to each agent. In that session, they may go over everything that they liked or didn't like about whatever. Okay. You may not have time to do this, but I'd at least like you to have the opportunity to have it ready just in case. Okay. And you also want to go with it naturally. You can't just walk in and be like, "Hi, my name is Zelia. I play a range of mama bears and bossy pants, and I recently got called in for this." La, 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 la. And they're like, "Okay, great, thanks. Okay, bye." You know what I mean? Be hi. Now, some of you, do you guys have experience with elevator pitches?
Only in sales.
You're doing the same thing. You're just adjusting. Savannah, you were going to say something.
Just from the last couple agent panels, like I feel like I kind of learned each time and I got a little better at it.
Okay, so all of you are kind of all right, and you want to make. I highly suggest your wheelhouse because you're owning who you are. If you have a chance to share a recent win, but in a nice way, like, yeah, my mama bears and bossy pants. I'm looking for reps. Da, da, da. Yeah, it has to flow in the conversation. It just can't be out of nowhere, that awkward thing. And my da, 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 you know what I mean? If you can, I don't know if you'll have time, something about them. You might want to check on IMDb about the three agents. One is formation, one is Smith and Young, the other is forward talent. You may want to look at their roster if one of their actors has booked something recently. That always works well because 90% of your actors are there like me, 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 me. But if you go in there, oh, I saw you have some really cool people on your Oscar. I love that show or something like that. If you have time in that 2 minutes, okay. The key is for you to get feedback and get a sense if you want to work with these people. So you kind of have to gauge it if you're gonna, oh, by the way, out of the blue, they're like, I like your feedback, you're a very good actor. And you're like, oh, by the way, you know what I mean? Have a call to action. Kamari, be like, I recently left my agency and I'm looking for reps and I'm exploring different options versus, and do you want to rep me? You know what I mean? Nice and polite. You're not, I'm shopping. This is like online dating. All right. It is important to get their feedback. Start it at the feedback and then figure out where you can throw things in. Like if they're like, I really like this, the scenes you picked. Yes, they're within my wheelhouse, blah, 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 blah. If you ended up getting called back, like what I did I did a twag back in April of last year for Amanda Lechner and Erica Brems, and I picked materials that fit my wheelhouse of mama bears and bossy pants. So when I had my little thing, I made it a point to be like, yes, oh, thank you very much. I decided to pick this material, and it got me a call back. Okay.
Think.
Oh, okay. Elevator pitches. This is quick because we're gonna work on this. Brief intro speak. This is the general. Sparks interest and leads to further conversation. A compelling hook. Your unique value delivered in a natural, confident manner can be about 30 to 90 seconds. You don't want it to be 90 seconds because you only have 2 minutes anyway. For twag, you could use your bio as your base if you have one. Same principles, wheelhouse, recent win, maybe something about them if you have time to do your research. Why you're here. Savannah, I wouldn't mention I've done a whole bunch of panels and I get stuck at this section. You're exploring opportunities. Okay. I do recommend you write it out and kind of play with it and maybe kind of do it in front of the, mirror a little bit. And make sure it's not too practiced and be ready to adjust. So when you're practicing, you can start it with your wheelhouse or you start with your recent win or change it around. That way, when you're in there and you go, let's say, talk to formation, and he's like, oh, yeah, I really liked your whatever, You can start it there. Am I making sense? It's really much an improv. So you kind of have a script in your brain just in case. And you don't want it to be more than 30 seconds because you really want to listen to them and you want to see if you're a good fit because you might sit across from them. I mean, I know other clients that have done the twag panels and they're like, yeah, I had a bad vibe. I didn't want to talk to them. I'm like, okay, but I don't want to work with you because just as you are interviewing for them, they're also interviewing for you. Um, Write down your wheelhouse, write down a recent win. It could be literally, I'm taking this new improv class. I got called back for something. I got a direct offer. I had a client yesterday. She's like, I'm not booking anything. I'm like, well, how many auditions have you had? 11. I'm like, okay. Did you get any callbacks? Yeah, 2. I go, that's fantastic. She goes, I didn't book it. I go, you got a callback. And then through the conversation, she says, yeah, I worked with a producer out in Houston and I saw she was doing something on Instagram and I reached out and then she offered me a role and she's flying me out. I'm like, so you have a booking in May? She's like, yeah. I go, that's a win. Yeah, but I didn't work for it. And I'm like, I mean, I literally was like, boom. I said, that's what you want. You don't want to have to audition. You want them calling you up and going, I want to pay you and I'm going to fly you. She's like, oh. So any recent win. And by recent win, I mean in the last 18 months. Okay. So I don't want you to be like, I don't have it. No, it could be 2 years ago. They don't even know. You can say, I booked Will Trent. Now, if that's what season, but earlier. Yeah. Okay. Any recent wins for your clients? Something about the agency. If you have time, that's why we do this panel a week ahead of time so you can get everything in order. Anything about the agency if you have time to look and find out. Any projects you love that they had clients on. Uh, you might find out that they have hobbies they enjoy. Okay. What do you do besides pitching us all the time? I know formation was really busy this winter, this past quarter. I think they had a lot of people doing verticals, but check on IMDb. Be sure that you have a clear call to action. If you want, I'm looking for reps. I'm exploring representation. Kamari, this is where you're saying, I parted ways amicably. Whether you did or not doesn't matter with my agency and am looking for new representation and I'm exploring my options. If you really click with them, I'd really love I'm impressed by your agency and am looking for representation and would love to meet with you. If you don't get good vibes, I'm open to opportunities. Okay. Ask for the feedback, listen for their feedback, and be honest with them. In terms of, I have reps. If I do, Savannah and Lynn, Savannah, you don't have reps. Kamari, you separated. Lynn, do you have a rep and you're exploring different options?
I have left my agency, and the last 2 years I've lost 2 family members, so I had to pull back
And you can share that. I needed to take a pause because life is life.
because life is life, at my age especially.
Yeah. So yeah, some people that have agents and are exploring things, this is the time where you would say, I am with an agency, but it doesn't apply to our group. So, um, again, the materials have to show the wheelhouse, the credits, the training, and the submission. And that's for a lot of people. So this is